All right, next up. And lastly, we have Cliff Arthur and JD Jernigan, and they will be talking about increasing net revenue through optimized inventory management using Mission IMS. So I'll hand it over to you guys and you can take it away.
Sure. Thank you so much, guys. I'm excited. So there's just a couple of things that stood out to me in Jordan's presentation and Sohan's presentation that really just feed right into what we're talking about here. Jordan mentioned stockouts kill momentum on TikTok, right? And Sohan's talking about omni-channel fulfillment, which I think is just a must, right? In this day and age, we have to branch out into different channels. But a primary question that arises once somebody starts doing that is, how do you manage your inventory in an omni-channel environment, right, without exploding your costs or having too much complexity to handle? So there's inventory cost issues there. There's operations cost issues there. There's so many ways that Mission IMS can help to solve those kinds of issues, and then and to create efficiencies and optimize your net revenues in so many other ways relative to inventory. And the great thing about it is this is a tool that you can plug in to your operations with your 3PL that can help you drive those efficiencies and make decisions along those lines. And so I just wanted to throw the intro out there. The rest of the time really is going to be dominated by JD. He is the wizard behind this system. So JD, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Cliff. Also, so really awesome what you built. Thank you for sharing that. I'll be reaching out to you later. Also, Dylan, thank you for putting this together. But yeah, no, on the Mission IMS side, so previously came from the brand background, early on in the aggregator bubble, raised some fun VC dollars to go out and buy Shopify brands. And we had a portfolio of 12 companies. And at the time, we had 6 different 3PLs while managing 12 companies. As you can imagine, it was kind of a nightmare trying to communicate with so many account managers, where inventory is, where it needs to be, how much needs to be transferred to get under 2-day fulfillment, how close we are to stockouts, are we overstocked, where are we going to find the best terms on inventory financing, what is we're trying to figure out demand ourselves over the next 12 months of, what our sales going to look like when we are an omni-channel brand selling on TikTok, Amazon, and Shopify. And so there were a lot of these processes that sat between brand and fulfillment. And us, along with so many other merchants, view it as a 3PL's responsibility when it falls on the merchant. But the 3PL is the one running the tangible processes of actually picking, packing, and shipping, receiving from your manufacturer, and making sure that they're trying to communicate effectively of what's actually in stock and on the shelf. Um, but one of the issues that arises in the 3PL side is, we encourage it and we want it for everybody, is growth in any kind of business. And so as a merchant is growing, an e-commerce brand is growing in this omni-channel environment, a lot of 3PLs are growing a lot right alongside them. And for a 3PL, that just looks like expanding their client base and expanding warehouse space. But what happens a lot of times is communication tends to break down. Account managers are onboarded to handle merchants, and figuring out how much inventory you actually have in stock in a specific warehouse becomes a little harder than it used to be, because you don't have that specific hands-on touch from the 3PL that you're working with. And that's really where this platform was born out of, to bring that communication, bridge the gap between merchant and outsourced fulfillment, and solve the processes that were viewed as the 3PL's responsibility, and really gives the power back to the merchant to know exactly what's going on in their business, where their inventory is, how much they're going to sell over the next 12 months, how much they need to reorder from their supplier, where they're going to find the best terms on financing, and a host of other processes. So I'll go ahead and share my screen, and we can jump into the platform a little bit. All right. Can I get a thumbs up if everybody can see this? We're good. Okay. Thank you guys. All right. So we have the main dashboard, and they can be custom branded with your brand's color theme. So you can make it as fun as you want to make it. But we have current sales and historical sales. So we're really bringing in all sales channels into one view. So Shopify, Amazon, TikTok Shop. That way you can see product and SKU performance across each channel and make decisions on how to specifically position a specific product on a specific channel. Because if you have performance better on one channel that is much greater than another, it may be time to make a decision over a period of time if you need to delist that product from a specific channel and focus on growth in another area. Um, we have a replenishment forecast, and demos are always fun because you get the circle of death. So we got the circle of death on our replenishment forecast, but this shows 3, 6, and 12-month sales for all SKUs that are listed in your catalog across all channels. Um, Product breakdown is lifetime sales and revenue of each specific product in your catalog, and then trending products. We're really trying to employ the 80/20 principle here in a product catalog to show that generally 20% of your SKUs are going to make up 80% of your scales. And so it's time to focus on those flagship products and enhance customer service and customer support around those products, the benefits that those products provide, and the channels they're being sold on. Currently, on the integration side, we have Shopify and Amazon. TikTok Shop goes live in 7 days. So super, super excited about that. And we're going to continue to expand sales channels as demand is there for what sales channels are needed. On the replenishment side, so we can choose 3, 6, or 12 months. And we come down here and we're able to select, let's call it this one. You can toggle down to see variants of that specific SKU. We'll go ahead and select a few others. And you can create a purchase order that is ready for export. All you have to do is export and send to your supplier. The only thing that we specifically leave blank is cost, because if the order quantity is greater in this purchase order than what is required as an MOQ from your supplier, this gives you some leeway to negotiate better terms with whoever you're working with at the time. On the inventory financing side, so we have just over 500 lenders across regional banks, funds, credit groups, and programmatic that we're able to have sort. We on the back end we call it Project Gryffindor, where we have like the sorting cap that goes across the 500 lenders when a new brand seeking financing comes through. We have tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So we'll be matching with 8 to 10 specific lenders in tier 1 to get the best terms possible, and then moving on to additional lenders from there until we get the terms that really match the business's current state, especially right now with everything that's going on the tariff side. And then where it becomes really important, especially for account management on the 3PL side, is accurate stock reporting. So WMSs, which are warehouse management systems, and most sales channels, data are siloed away from each other, and so they're not talking, which leads to the potential of overselling. And so we're able to come in here and connect WMS and store. This one specifically is only connected to a Shopify channel. So if it was Shopify, Amazon, TikTok Shop, you would have that listed up here across Shopify, Amazon, TikTok Shop, and flagged when you are at risk of overselling. And this will allow you to go into your storefront, make that adjustment, and eliminate the issue. And that is the product right now. And we've got some really fun features rolling out alongside TikTok Shop in May, which includes warehouse allocation. So if you're working with multiple 3PLs or your 3PL has multiple warehouse locations, you can initiate a transfer order based on forecast to say 70% of inventory needs to be in your Chicago location, while 30% of your inventory needs to be in your Portland location to get under 2-day fulfillment for your specific customer base. So that one will be rolling out. And lastly, from there is returns management. So that rolls out in this week. So not necessarily competing with Loop returns or any platform that anybody is currently using. We do allow that integration into the platform. But if you're tired of overpaying for costly returns, it's going to be a baked in feature into the platform. And so we built all of this to one, eliminate bloated tech stacks that happen when actually managing outsourced fulfillment across demand forecasting, trying to figure out everything that goes with outsourcing fulfillment, and just make better decisions. So really trying to be the most cost-effective solution in the market, so that way people can make better decisions and increase nets all across the board. So that is Mission IMS.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I really like the part where you can create an order and send that off to your supplier too. I like that a lot. It makes life a lot easier for sure.
Definitely.